Okay, we're playing some more Green-Red Breach with some very small updates. The main ones are Mishra's Research Desk over 3rd Mox Amber, and Haywire Mite over Haywire Mite over the 2 Alpine Moons and 3rd Orvar. These are definitely small upgrades, but I think they're 2 tools the deck was very, very much looking for, where the biggest weakness of Green-Red Breach compared to Temur or Jeskai was weakness to Graveyard Hate, and having access to specifically all these Haywire Mites of the sideboard to answer Artifact Enchantment-based Graveyard Hate is a really big upgrade for the deck. In addition, I know it's like weird for Third Path Iconoclast to be printed in the first time I play Bleach on the stream to not play Iconoclast, but honestly, my heart and my instincts really tell me that this is my preferred version of Breach, where Wrenn and Six is by far the best 2-mana spell to play in Breach, in my opinion. It's better than Iconoclast, it's better than Ledger Shredder, it's better than Expressive Iteration. It is just so absurd with Urza Saga, having a lot of lands that you scale well into the late game, especially because your combo can be mana intensive in the late game. It's a legend for Mox Amber. It just does so much. And you know, when you want to play 7 other 2-drops for Breach 3 Grinding Station, I've played versions of Temur with, you know, Iteration, Ledger Shredder, Imri's really often a 2-drop. It's just the curve feels so high, and this version with Channeler, lots of cheap burn spells has felt really good. Fable has also been absurdly good. I've really been impressed by Fable in this deck. And I feel like you can build the deck mean, lean, and clean just as Green-Red. That being said, Temur Jeskai is still very viable. Blue-Red's still very viable. But this is I think my preferred variant at the moment. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Cool hand. Yeah, I got this. Let me bring this down. I got this Niv Mizzet shirt for Coalesce Apparel. I actually got it for the Professor episode, but it sadly didn't get here in time, so I had to wear my cat shirt instead. So I could Bauble myself, and then I'm really committed to playing Ragavan Amber on turn 1, so I'm not really good. If I Bauble myself, there's no card that I'm going to see that's going to stop me from Ragavan Ambering. That being said, I wonder if there's a top card I could see here that would make me want to play Mishra's Research Desk. Yeah, I think if I see a non-land on top, I'll probably just want to go like Upkeep, Activate Desk. Okay, I do see a land on top. It's a fetch land 2. Alright, so I think we'll just hold up Bolt to the next turn. Desk plus Run and Six. So you like variant. Sorry, I got a Breathe Red strip on. I've got tea. I've got tissues. I got tea. I got cider, non-alcoholic, of course. I even cut a Mox Amber when we had this start. Do I have that Breathe Red strip on purpose? No, it's actually like an inside joke. Man, every time I wear one of these, like, because you know I've got very chronic, you know, congestion issues, allergy issues. Every time I wear one of these, there's like YouTube comments. What's wrong with Spike's face? What the heck is on his nose? Sim, I don't know if I thank you for your Twitch Prime. I thank you for your Twitch Prime. GG easy indeed. I have definitely missed this deck. We played a ton of it back when like SEG Dallas was coming on. I really have been jiving with this deck. Guess I don't need to cast the desk yet because basically whenever you're using a treasure on something that like you could wait to turn on, it's just like almost never right to use it, if that makes sense. Like I can sack this treasure to cast this desk next turn. Keep it and you know, get a better use of the surveil. There's just really no reason to cast it off the treasure right now. Especially, I guess I'm not holding up Bolt right now, actually. Can I upload the conference deck on Stream Decker? I can, yeah. So my goal is to like, again, I'm not feeling 100%, so I want to get through 2 full leagues today, 3 if I'm feeling up to it, but we'll just see how the day goes. See if I can convince Esther to do a tea refill of 2. I have played Rock somewhat recently. It's been like a little while, like a week or 2. Okay, this is bad. So where are they going to move that hammer? Any plans on playing Espergorio again at some point? You know, one thing is I feel like that deck doesn't have a ton more room for exploration, you know what I mean? Okay, so my top card is Bolt, which should keep me from dying to the Inkmoth Nexus, which is nice. I think I should just go to my second main phase, so I don't have to attack with this Channeler. Yeah, it was great meeting all the Spikelings this weekend, Kosk. Very good weekend. So, if I cast this Ragavan, I get Delirium, which is not actually something I necessarily want, but it also is another card in the yard for this Breach, which is something I kind of want. I think I pick up a fetch land so I can play a fetch land and just get another card in the yard, and there's a good chance next turn I'm gonna be in like desperation mode or whatever, just trying to like cast Breach, cast Baubles, and try to mill for a grinding station with the Channeler. Hopefully I find, you know, something a bit smoother. Is the actual months in the queue? I'm prepping for Modern Tournament. What's my preferred version of Reanimator? It really depends on how many Blood Moons you think are in the metagame. Where like the Ephemerate Aether Mage's Touch version, I think the deck is great. It's very, very weak to Blood Moon. And basically all the variants are though. Why not cast Rag next turn after blocking? Maybe that is better. I was just kind of a bit concerned with getting cards in the yard, but yeah, maybe just having 2 turns of chumps is better. Oh, I think I'll just let the Wrenn and Six die. Just another tech card in the yard. Don't think I want to bolt here. Bolt face. I don't think we're supposed to bolt. I would bolt a creature if I was going to bolt something here. I do think we can afford to play this somewhat slower. Like here I can actually attack with Ragavan. Although if I attack with Ragavan, I get my Mox Amber turned off. So maybe I'm going to go Fable, pay for Sentinel. Okay, second Channeler is like basically the most interesting card we could ever see here. I want to graveyard it and get like as many cards in the yard as I can. But next turn, if I go Breach, Channeler, we're, you know, it's just so likely we can combo off. I think I'm supposed to keep it on top. And I think I'm gonna attack with the Ragavans this way. If I trade Ragavan for Sentinel here, then I'm not gonna be giving my. I can either like. I can sack a treasure to... Sorry. I don't have to sack the treasure to not give my opponent a card, which is like kind of the same as like Ragavan being in play tapping for Mox Amber, if that makes sense. It's like the same amount of mana. And I just don't have to worry about the Sentinel anymore. I'm also... I think I'm going to take 12. Well... There's like no way they have another hammer, right? There's a good chance they're just going to put this on the Inkmoth Nexus, but... Taking 12 is kind of appealing, since I'm like mostly going for the combo next turn. I think it's super unlikely they have another hammer in their hand. And this Goblin Shaman represents an extra mana for me, which is going to be like super crucial to comboing. So again, I think it's very unlikely they have another hammer. Down to 2. Okay, so let's just loot away the lightning bolts. I guess I could loot away the Channeler and cast the Channeler from the yard. It's probably not as good. You could have just bolted Sentinel for me a minute. I can't bolt the Sentinel because I'm just dead to Inkmoth Nexus if I bolt the Sentinel. Could you bolt them out? You know what? I might actually have enough mana for that. Let's see how much damage they take here. Haldar, 2 months, thank you. Okay. Okay, so I think no matter what line I'm taking, I'm playing Channeler here. Yeah, because yeah. I don't have enough cards in the yard, I think, for 4 bolts with only 1 Channeler. We are going to graveyard everything super aggressively here, though. Including this, which is just the combo now. We win. So when you're going off like this, you just want to graveyard every single card with Channelers. You don't need to worry about decking yourself, since you can just stop surveilling cards into your yard, and you just want to have as much of the yard as you can when you're going off, with some exceptions, of course. Any more basics? I had one more basic in the deck. The Wren's not free though, I think. I guess right. It is. It's basically the same as casting a Ragavan. Okay. But this is game. We're going to be able to Grapeshot them. So I had to figure this out when I was playing in Dallas. But what I would usually do to make this like easy in paper is what I would do is I would declare my storm count. So right now I'd say my storm count is 5, and the mana I'm floating is equal to my storm count minus 3. So I'm able to tap this for mana, storm count minus 3. And so what's nice about this is it just makes it very easy to go to in paper, where you just mill 3 cards at a time, and then you go okay, and then you verbally count the storm count, and then when you mill the Grapeshot, you count how much mana you have, and you just Grapeshot them. There's the Grapeshot. I have to do some more ambering though. Didn't you miss them all 3 trigger station of ETB? It doesn't matter. Like, yes, technically I could have milled there, but it's like I have a deterministic combo, and it's just like more clicks. It's easier on Magic Online to like auto yield here. I usually only do that if it's necessary, because it's a bit annoying to like have to respawn with the trigger on the stack every time. Can you not double cast Grapeshot? I'm getting there. My opponent's clicking okay every single time. I'm getting there. I didn't have enough mana. My opponent's being very slow. I have to let them pass priority to me. Okay, so I usually cut the Shadowspear against Hammer. Trim 4th Ragavan. 4th Fable. Sometimes I'll trim combo pieces post board against them, like 4th Breach, 2nd Station. Sometimes just 4th Breach. I do a lot of trimming post board. Can maybe go down to 1 Amber. It's a bit experimental. You don't ever cast Orvar. You just discard it too. Their Archon of Cruelty trigger. Let's try this. We're definitely trying to be a bit more controlling post board with all these Haywire Mites, Pyrite Spellbomb, and stuff, and so just trimming on combo pieces, I think, makes some sense. When is the last time you boarded out your full board without taking any card out, aka play the full 75? I don't know. I have never done that, and I don't know why you would ever do that. Not even in the mill matchup. I eat at the Sherman place 5 minutes before you. Oh, wow. So I sad to have missed you. Yeah, that place was great. Could splashing into Naya or Abzan be the best build for new Titan Meld deck, or to be the mana be too demanding? You could be 3 colors. I was like very stuck. I was very stuck with the green-white base version I was working on last night. So, I will definitely return to it. I got like a little lost in the sauce, and I spent like almost 3 hours working on a crack combo, and kind of determined the deck was fragile, to say the least. Although, like, I was also just, like, so enamored with... I was so enamored with... Where is it? With Heartless Summoning plus, like, Spellskite, Crashing Drawbridge. You go Heartless Summoning, boom, Drawbridge, boom, Spellkite, 0 mana. The next turn, you're all ready to go. Haste and Protection. You only need 5 cards, and them to all be in your opening hand, and 3 lands. Or 2 lands. That's all you need, baby. And no discard spells. And no counter spells. Oh, no, sorry. I wanted to sit down. No sitting down. No sitting down. Because my nose is going to stuff right up if I sit down. Is there a world where you go mono red for engineer and engine? Wrenn and Six is just so broken. It is just so broken. You also need, I think, at least 8 legends in your Mox Amber deck, but... Haywire, you also like always want to splash from Haywire Mite, too. I did used to play Goblin Engineer in this shell, though. What was cool about Engineer is you only needed to play 1 grinding station. Leyline of Abundance, not better than Heartless Summoning. Gives you turn 2 Coco consistently with Dork. I mean, you could do it that way. The problem I have is with that. The problem I have with that strategy is this is fine. Is that I mean, Heartless Summoning makes sure like creatures cast 1 mana each, which is pretty cool. They're 1 mana. I mean, it's also like no matter how you, that's also super fragile. Literally, no matter how you build it, it's going to be very fragile. Shout out to Haywire Mite. Yeah, Haywire is nuts. This card is such a huge upgrade for the deck, even though it's just a sideboard card. No, I haven't done any Iconoclast Breach testing yet. I will at some point. I kind of talked to my deck tech about why I'm not playing Iconoclast in this list, and it's just like Wrenn is the best 2-drop, and I don't actually like that much how other Breach variants are very, very congested like I am today at the 2 mana slot. So yeah, we could play around Blacksmith Skill here. The problem is I really want them to attack with the Sentinel. I really want them to attack with the Sentinel so I can keep getting with Ragavan, which is maybe a little greedy, but we're also like kind of fine if they have skill because we just like chump block with a token, then we get another Mite off the Saga the following turn, if that makes sense. Yeah, they do have the skill. But the thing is, like, we're fine against skill, and this is better for us. This is better for us if they don't have it, because we get to keep getting with the Ragavan. But maybe I'm just like overthinking it. This could be like not the right play. We also have Breach Grinding Station. Actually, hold on. Wow, we have another Haywire Mite too. We don't have a 0 mana artifact to combo kill, but we can maybe just get that with the Saga next turn. Yeah, if they have skill, it's actually good for me here because they tap out of blue if they have a second skill. Well, Ornithopter doesn't do it because it has to be a 0-drop that goes to my graveyard to do it. How many cards do you need at a minimum in your to go for the deck, assuming no legend out? So, no legend out, I believe, is 7. So, 6 risky, 7 not risky. Where if you only have 6 in your graveyard, when you're going off, you could mill over your Grapeshot, and then you have to exile your Grapeshot to continue to combo off. So you basically have to hope that the Grapeshot is deep enough in your deck that you will be able to like cast it perfectly, which is something you have to do Desperation mode. But usually 7 if no legend or no Mox Amber in play, and if you have a Mox Amber or a legend in play, you can reduce that count by 3. So only 1 card in your yard if you have both in play, 4 in your yard if you have Ragavan or Amber, and then you can Desperation with 1 less. Does this deck widely play Grapeshot over Oracle? No, it doesn't. I feel like I'm the only one who plays Grapeshot. Maybe there's a couple other people. One thing is like this is green-red, so I don't think Oracle's worth splashing for. But I've had this conversation with Breach players so often, where I go, okay, so let's talk about Grapeshot Oracle. Grapeshot is better to draw naturally. You will win. You're happy to like be able to kill Ragavan turn 2. Sometimes against blue-white control, you just Grapeshot for them for 6 and win the game. Playing Grapeshot lets you play Jegantha as a companion. And I have never been in a game where I have never been in a game with this deck where I would have been able to win with an Oracle, I think, and not with a Grapeshot. Maybe once or twice. But, like, they've been spots where I just like can wait a turn somewhat comfortably perhaps. It's just like very very rare, if ever. I don't want to say never because maybe chat will be like rail spike that it did actually happen that one time, but I don't think it did. Trademan told me to challenge the Grapeshot Breach. Yeah, and so like a lot of people say that like I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like to they don't want to play Oracle because it's like it makes the math complicated, but I don't think it's a good enough reason. How is blue mana made for Oracle? So most versions of this deck play blue. Most versions of this deck play blue. This is a different variant that I've been working on. So again, to make it easy in paper, what I do is I just like, so here I'm going to say my storm count is 3. The amount of mana I have is going to be 2 less than my storm count. And then we just mill 3 at a time, ticking up the storm count, and then Grapeshot. But I said I don't. I guess it doesn't actually matter at all here. Is it? Yeah. Grapeshot is better to draw naturally. Grapeshot is better because it gives you Jegantha. Like really, what I've heard from all the Breach players, and I haven't heard. I don't think I've heard. Asked Jesse. I should have asked Jesse. Maybe I have asked Jesse. I don't think I have though. I need to ask her why she still prefers Oracle. But I like pretty strongly prefer Grapeshot. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, like when we're talking about this too, it's only like the blue versions. This version, it's like not even a question. Then you can think of Sanctifier and Vec. That's a good. That is, I think, a very real point. Although one thing is like Vec also does kind of mess with your combo, anyways. You know what I mean? Flusterstorm. Flusterstorm doesn't matter a lot of the time. You just cast Grapeshot again. Like, if they had Flusterstorm here, it just straight up wouldn't matter. We know the last card's Hammer, though. Oh, this is it's a Coalesce apparel shirt, the Draco Genius. Whoa, Goblin Blast Runner. Let's freaking go, dude. Alright, whose one drop is better? Okay, I'm gonna get... Let me do this again. And I think I'm gonna look at my top card with Bauble. If it's a red removal spell, I'll play the Amber, and if it's not, I'll just hold it for like DRC Surveil. How do you do with Sanctified Vec? You have Pyrite Spellbomb on the sideboard. You can tutor with Saga. If you were explaining to someone wanting to pick up Breach, how would I explain each version to them? So the Jeskai version, I think, is the most resilient to hate. It has like the most flexible game plans. I would say that, but it is slower, and it is I think weaker to being on the draw, getting run over by opposing strategies just because the curve is a bit higher and has some clunky draws. Honestly, like the teamer versions are pretty interesting, and I honestly before Brothers War came out, I probably would have told you that the teamer versions were like a bit too smart for their own good. Where the white made you much more resilient to graveyard hate, and there wasn't I didn't feel like there was a great reason to be teamer over Jeskai. Like Wrenn and Six is obviously like nuts, but like you still struggle with the same like high mana curve issues, I feel. In that version. Whoa, no, mutagenic growth, damn it. But I think Haywire Mite does change that dynamic a lot. I think Haywire Mite's really good. Mind Collapse? Dude, they are working for this Goblin Blast Runner. They are working for it. Isn't it faster with Imri? No, I mean, Imri helps, but it's like, Emery, you don't have turn 1 Emery's that often in Breach. Like, Emery is like really often a 2-mana spell. Emery is also like, Emery just for the most part raises your curve. You know what I mean? And it's like the Jeskai Tiber versions. They have Emery, which is like 2 mana more than its 1 mana. It has Ledger Shredder as Expressive Iteration. Has Teferi, you know, the white versions. The curve is just really high. Dude, they have they got all the baubles. We're gonna die. Wow, ignore Wrenn and Six. Makes sense. So if we draw Breach, I think we win. Maybe not even. Have to crack the desk, I guess. Foothill, yeah, just totally run over. Yeah, I got tagged in the new Sea Monster Commander card. That card's awesome. Very cool start from our opponent. I don't know how much I'm wanting to sideboard. Probably not very much. Lantern. I don't know. Lantern just to turn off Delirium for Channelers. Usually not something I'm that into. It just gets Delirium really quickly again. I kind of want to bring in a Mite for like Alpine Moon, Blood Moon stuff. Get the 4th Fable. Mulligan the 1-lander. Dude, I've had so many Ragavan Mamber hands today. I think it's very close between putting back Breach and putting back Springleaf Drum 2. I think this is like very likely to be like a Saga Shadowspear hand, so I think the Springleaf Drum probably leans more into that than the Breach does. Would I ever play a creativity deck? I have no ramifications of playing any archetype. If I have ideas on how to improve an archetype, I will work on it. That being said, creativity is an archetype that has like absolutely just been explored to death. You know what I mean? Pretty good turn 1, huh? No! Wow, what a draw. If I didn't have the Mox Amber, I would probably offer the trade Ragavan for the Blast Runner here, since they're like the aggro deck, but this is fine. Yeah, I saw that there were sketch versions of Mox Amber. I just bought 3 Mox Ambers for this deck, and like 2 weeks later they show the sketch Amber. I haven't played Shape Anew. I'm still kind of looking for something better for the deck. Oh no, Dan Elementals. I'm glad I brought in the Haywire Mite. Yeah, let's take 3. 3/2 Menace. 3/2 Menace. Pretty interesting card. How are you gonna fetch it? I'm gonna draw it naturally. Easy. Ah! This card's scary. I guess we loot away the Bauble. Not really pan out, huh? Alright, try to trade Ragavan for this. Thought it's a green-red Ponza and blue-red Murktide matchup. I think it's pretty favored for Murktide because they can operate on low land count. They can play through Blood Moon, and Murktide region is great against them. That being said, like the version of Ponza, which is maybe like kind of a loose definition of that deck, but I felt like that deck was pretty much better against Murktide because you can coding a Murktide and then kill it with Ancient Grudge and stuff. Okay, Lightning Bolt's Mutagenic Growth. No Menace though. They could have attacked and mutagenic growth this. I think that maybe they should have attacked. Or maybe they're going to try to block, actually. I'd be okay with them, you know, mutagenic growthing on defense, though. Trying to think if I'm supposed to play Fable or Jegantha. Probably Jegantha. It's 5/5, you know. Does cost me my treasures. As far as I'm aware, Jegantha is still bugged, yeah. It's where you can't tap for mana. Which only ever comes up when it's bugged. And it never tapped it for mana before. But it actually, like, it lost us a game on Magic Online. It also won me a game in one of my LCQs that I could tap it for mana. I redeemed the channel point deck tech for decks. Okay. 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 Yeah, I don't usually love the, you know, this is a deck tech for anybody who wants it because it's a bit chaotic, but we can get it done. Okay, so this is, the main deck is exactly the same, and you have 3 Stone Brains in the sideboard. I think the main deck is exactly the same. It's been a little bit while, but it looks exactly the same. I think that's fine. I think Stonebrain is a good card in this deck. There's a lot of different ways you can play like these mono white decks, though. You could be Heliod, it could be Flicker with the 1/1. You can be this version. This version is probably the most promising. I remember I wanted to cut the 4th power conduit. So you're probably supposed to splash green for Haywire Mite, by the way. Just like green for Haywire. Haywire Mite's so good with restoration. Just like play two of those with the Seal of Cleansings, and then play like 4 fetch lands. Oh, you have Temple Garden. Oh, there you are already splashing for Haywire Mite. I see. I would play the 2nd Mite over the 2nd Seal of Cleansing. Okay, dead Jegantha. I think this looks very good, though. You can have one more flex spot. I could play a 3rd Haywire Mite. That would be totally fine. Just over all the Seal of Cleansings. But I think a 2/1 split is also okay. Oh, sorry. You need to do more than just play 1 Temple Garden, though. You need to play like 4 white fetch lands and play 6 basic planes. Just doesn't cost you very much. Other than that, not a big deal. Are you just putting Jegantha and everything so it's banned too? I mean, I just build decks and Jegantha shows up, you know what I mean? It's like when you throw a party, there's people that you invite. You invite Luris, you invite Yorion. You would love for Luris or Yorion to show up to your party. And then there's some cards that just show up, you know? Hey, I'm Jegantha. I'm here for the party. You know, they're there. They're more of an acquaintance than a companion. Sometimes Jegantha's like, oh, I'm not going to show up if Seasoned Pyromancer is invited. There's too much bad blood. And I'm like, all right. I'm not that attached to Seasoned Pyromancer, Jegantha. We can uninvite Seasoned Pyromancer into the party. So that's probably a mulligan. I hate having no removal against their deck in my opening hand. Ragavan is very fragile. Okay, it sounds a bit better. Yeah. How do you feel about the Kruger Fires deck? It's a good deck. It's a good deck. It's like like a good deck in the sense that it's like anything else that's like not mono green and trying to dodge mono green. It's like you feel like a genius when you win the die roll and you draw the card you're built around Fires and you don't stumble. But Fires is also a deck that mulligans pretty poorly. Fires is a deck that stumbles a lot. So it is absolutely a deck with like plenty of weaknesses, but it's fine. It's totally fine. It's you know, it's the type of strategy that you can play it and you can just feel like you absolutely broke it and you feel like you're the smartest player in the room, and then there's times you're like, why am I playing all these suboptimal cards that look so bad when you don't draw fires? Thanks for Nimble. But yeah, it was great to meet all the spikelings this week, and I always love to meet everybody, talk to everybody. Typical power versus consistency problem. I mean, every problem is power versus consistency, but I don't know if I would say typical necessarily, because it does feel a little bit unique, but to some extent, yeah. Power Twitch Prime, thank you. Obosh is the dude finishing the bottle jack in the corner. Hell yeah. Think you'll revisit the Mono Red Fires with the new card targets? I'm gonna play as Pioneer probably Friday or next week. We may circle back to that deck. Bambino, 8 months, thank you. Also, maybe we just play Mono the whole time. Okay, I like drawing Saga. Yeah, I think Sheep and New does fit really well in 4-color. I've been kind of looking forward to like maybe more interesting shells, but I do think it's good there, yeah. Deck Tech for Harvard. If you post a link in chat, I can take a look. And then part more with the Twitch Prime and Bambino with the 8. Thank y'all. Man, I was like, when I was talking to people this weekend, I was like hyper aware of how often I was saying y'all, but I was also, I guess, meeting groups of people a lot. No! Stop. What do you have, any 3-drop auras? I think Unflinching Courage is fine, and like specifically Unflinching Courage is fine as like a playable 3-drop auras, basically nothing else. Then Harvard, okay, there's the deck tech. Come on, Research Desk. I've been loving this card. Ooh. Channeler versus Breach is like very cool here. So next turn if I Breach, I can go like Ragavan Unholy Heat. Alternatively, just like taking the Channeler this turn, going Channeler Springleaf Drum, stabilizes me a bit more. Also, if I oh wait, no, so I have the grinding station in the yard. I have grinding station in the yard. Yeah, I am missing a 0-mana artifact though to combo. So if I draw a 0-mana artifact, I'm comboing. And yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Breach. Remember, this is till next turn. Yeah. Y'all, I'm not. Yeah, I just like, I don't know, just like obvious text, and not everybody says yeah. It's not a big deal. I don't mind being the y'all guy. Okay. We are. So this is like a very fun looking list for sure. I will say like the very sad thing is, Memory Deluge is like a lot better than Mystical Teachings. Am I chump blocking here? I think chump blocking is okay. I'm a bit scared. But yeah, the issue with this deck and decks like this is that Memory Deluge is like way better than Mystical Teachings. You also need to play 4 Wilderness Reclamations. This is a lesson I've learned playing a lot of rec, is that I've played 3 for a while, and as soon as I started playing 4, I've never gone back, and I have regretted, spending so much time only playing 3 copies in some builds, Yes! 0-mana artifact. Opponent could have some disruption, but this was big. Do I cut 1 Shredder for 1 Dusk and just get Breach? Breach is already like bursting to the seams, with like playables. It's a tough question. I guess it's actually pretty tough for them to have any disruption. I guess it doesn't matter which order I did this. Is there a red-black breach list? I don't know why people do this sometimes. Like, is there a version of this deck in the color combo I like? I don't know what a red-black breach list would look like, but I've never seen one. Is there a version of this deck in my favorite color combo? Yeah, like, well, what is the black? What would the black be for? You know what I mean? You could do some of the work for me. I'm just the Sultai guy. Okay, there's my Mox Amber. Intent. Intent is like, people keep throwing intent in like the most random shells. It's like, you need a lot of work to make intent playable. Alright, 2-0 on the day. Play the 4/3 mana over the first Archmage's Charm. And for the most part, you're going to be mystical teachings for, you know, Shadow Prophecy, Leyline Binding, or Nexus of Fate. You know what I mean? I think it's very easy to get too lost in the sauce with the tutor targets. Sideboard is obviously like, you know, a mystical teaching sideboard. I don't think I like that it is like exclusively a mystical teaching sideboard, but like I would play either Consume the Meek or Settle the Wreckage, not both. Memory Deluge for the grindy matchups should, yeah, be in the main deck or not at all, probably. You probably need more removal in the sideboard, like Fatal Pushes too. Like one mana removal seems like to me to be the priority. Yeah, sorry. I thought I could sit down for a bit. I'm just getting too stuffed up already. Yeah, I want these delusions out of the sideboard for Fatal Pushes. One of the sweepers out for another Fatal Push too. Okay. Well, this is a bad hand against a Wrenn and Six, huh? What do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Maybe I should have played around it, huh? We just pass. Memory Falls, 8 months, thank you. I love the rec deck. I don't own Wrenn and Paper. What I play instead? I mean, you just play like, you know, 2 mana interactive spells, but Wrenn is like the best card in the deck. Alright, just gonna stand all day today. Think it's possible to play Mite in the Jeskai list? It's tough. Like Breach's mana is honestly like not great. It's not terrible, but it is already stretched. Tarmogoyf. Okay, lots of good draws here. Most of them 1 or 0 mana instants and sorceries. Alright, double channeler breach is pretty powerful as well. I'm going to be graveyarding pretty aggressively here. Alright, so I think I keep that on top and then just try to win the game over the course of 2 turns. Obviously, I could graveyard it and try to, like, you know, draw a land, but I think it's just easier to go next turn. Cast Station, try to win with Breach. Obviously, if they have discard spell or stuff, they could interact with us. Wait, this Tarmogoyf is how big? Tarmogoyf is unplayable in Modern. I know, I just played Gen like literally yesterday without Goyfs. Tarmogoyf is unplayable in Modern. I think I'm just gonna be all in on comboing, so I'm gonna, you know, try not to get too turned here. I was gonna ask you where you got jacket. I honestly got asked where I got my jacket like nonstop. I had a TSA agent said that he would get me through the line faster, get me through the pre-check line if I gave him my jacket. It was a big hit. Did I see the Teamer Grinding Station deck do well prelim? I didn't see the most recent list. I've seen Teamer in the past. Obviously, like there's 3 camps. I feel like I'm like, I don't know. I was playing Gruul. I was winning a lot with it. People were kind of hyped about it. I stopped playing the deck. People stopped playing it. It's, you know, kind of classic. Classic spike effects, but I do really believe in this version. I really do believe in this version, so I'm excited to be playing some of it today. Oh, we do need we do need a 0 mana artifact. I was obviously thinking we'd have some channelers in play to combo, but missing a piece. I was wearing it yesterday, the blue one from Magic 30. Want to keep both DRCs so you can breach and surveil. I might be dead. I might literally just be dead. I'm not gonna have that luxury. Like, I would be dead. I would literally just be dead if I kept both DRCs. I'd be hit for 14 with the Goyf, 2 with the Ragavan, 3 with the Bolt. Literally just dead. So, I think if we don't draw a 0 mana artifact, we're going to be dead to a removal spell on my Ragavan too. Assuming I like can mill one with my Shadowspear. Big draw step. Not a big draw. It is the land is a little relevant though. Just a little bit. Yeah, so I go Shadowspear, sack Shadowspear, hit a 0 mana artifact for sure. Play Ragavan, they kill Ragavan, but then I could play it again off the Stomping Ground. So I think that that's better than playing a Channeler first and getting like one extra card of the yard, which would be relevant if my opponent. That would be relevant if my opponent didn't have a removal spell, but they almost definitely have one. Run into these Stonebrains. I haven't played against any Stonebrains, but I'm not really very worried about that card, honestly. Morning, Freya. So step 1, mill over a 0 mana artifact with this grinding station. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. I kind of think my opponent has Boseiju, to be honest, but we'll see, we'll see. Is Stonebrain that much better than Ego? Well, Stonebrain is good in decks. It's much better than Ego in decks that can't play it, but for the most part, it is just a Karn target. But like one very small thing that Stonebrain does is allow decks that couldn't play cards like Necromancia, non-black decks, this type of effect. Think about switching from Red Black to Phoenix this weekend for RCQs. You don't have a good source for Phoenix, Decklist or Guide. I like Phoenix is kind of my favorite deck at the moment. I think the best resource is probably Canister. Canister has a Decklist and Guide available if you are in his Discord. What is this pin? I was thinking this too at Noble Rooster. I think it seems like an accidental pin. I've never seen that before. Doesn't Stonebrain just suck a little bit against Breach? Yeah. I mean, it has its moments, but it was just like any Stonebrain is so nuts as a Karn target because like when it's good, it's amazing, and when it's bad, you just never draw it. Which is like, yesterday I was playing the Cityscape Leveler, or Monday I was playing Cityscape Leveler, and a lot of the stream, or a lot of times during the stream, people are like, Cityscape Leveler seems so bad, but it's like, if you don't have 8 mana, you just don't have to Karn for it. And it's really good in the late game when you have Karn. I'm not sure my opponent's tanking so long on. What's my favorite Thanksgiving food item? I honestly don't think I'm a big fan of like most traditional Thanksgiving food. Probably like sweet potatoes is my favorite. Alright. Finally resolved. 0 mana artifact, please. Tank, brick. Leveler gun coffers? I do think so, yeah. Okay. So can I... So if I escape Unholy Heat... I only have 4 types in my yard, so the problem is I can't escape Unholy Heat on the Goyf, remove a type from the graveyard, and then kill the Goyf. Because the type is removed. So I could go like Channeler, but then I don't have to Delirium, I have to trade with Ragavan Chump Block. Can't I go for 1 extra spin? I mean, if you're asking if I could sack Grinding Station to itself, I don't have enough mana to do that if I do that. I would have to... I guess if I had 2 Mox Ambers, that would work, actually. But then I also died to removal spell. Oh wait, hold on. I guess what I can do is I can go Unholy Heat the Tarmogoyf. Hold on. I can go Unholy Heat Tarmogoyf and then kill the Ragavan and then get enough types out of the yard. So I need to keep Delirium here now. So get rid of land, creature. Just had to stare at this board long enough. Opponent will continue to just tank and do nothing. Oh, Shadowspear to spin. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't play a run removal spell, but I guess so, yeah. So Ragavan. Bolts? No, I can exile 2 Ragavans instead of exiling the Shadowspear, which I think is better. Cycle the Triumph, baby. Cycle the Triumph. I'm very impressed I found this line after being so, sick all night. Yeah, this is definitely a good game for deck techs, but we only get deck techs during very tense and interesting moments, not when we have downtime. I've been messing with sliding into Stoneblade for Hallowed Moonlight to dodge more of the Graveyard Hate games too for this deck. Well, I think that my issue with that strategy is like, not with like all these incidental Boseijus and Haywire Mites, you're just pretty good against Graveyard Hate, and you get to execute your stronger game plan instead. Yeah, with my Shadowspear milled, this Run and Six definitely poses a very big threat. You know when the deck tech cooldown is done when it's available. It's just available again. Oh, dead. Okay. Cool game. Go to game 2. Gonna bring in these Veils. I kind of feel like seeing Sokinzan means that they're not playing Saga. So the Graveyard Hate can be still Nile Spellbomb, still Endurance. I don't think they Jegantha, right? It's not in the game log. They could be playing both. They could be. I feel like I could never find room for Sokinzan in my Saga list, though. But maybe they found a way. I don't really need to sideboard too heavily. I think I'm just down to trim a piece of each of the combo for 2 Veils. No bad. Deck techs are three gifted subs now, so if that's for deck tech, one more please. I'm also gonna go get a drink while we wait for our opponent here. Be right back. Okay. Well, I guess we could set the price of dog text down to 2. Very, very cute dog, though. Sorry. That should have looked first, huh? Very cute. Good dog. Extra points for high-res dog. Gonna be one of those matches, huh? Gonna be one of those matches. Kind of missed the conspiracy board. It's still here. It's over there in the corner. I think it's good to change your background, though. I have the same thing for forever. Okay, let's keep this. Gonna hold up Veil on turn 1. Lucy. Lucy, do you want to get in your chair? Yeah, get in your chair. You can get a free dog tech no bass since I made you gift an extra sub for that. So I'm gonna try my best to get Delirium with these Surveils to kill Wrenn and Six, or to not for this to not die to Wrenn and Six. I guess I should have played my land first because of Fatal Push, though. Oh, that's a good dog right there. Has the same crazy husky eyes as Athena. Yeah, never know what's going on behind those eyes. Yeah, one eye says tired, the other eye says murder. Well, at least he didn't stay. Thoughts on first Carbon Engineer being better than third grinding station? That's maybe true. You leave Spirit in the matchup? I do, yeah. I do. You can cut it, but like the thing is, like, I don't like Spear as much against Murktide because they have Dress Down. Their deck is actually like not that good at killing Urza Saga tokens, or like super well. They're okay at like Alpine Mooning and stuff, and like 1-for-1ing them, okay, but I think for the most part you're like, you know, not too. Like the Shadowspear is like an important enough a part of your game plan that I think you would keep it in. Any thoughts on playing a Temple Garden Hammer from Mite? I think it's probably correct if you. Yes, I think it's almost probably just correct to do. Mite is really good. Yeah, the thing about Engineer is the card is just kind of underwhelming without Experimental Synthesizer. It just doesn't do very much. And it's 2 more mana, yeah. Doesn't do nothing, though. Opponent has been playing this so slowly. Do you like the new Teferi anything? No, I think that card's not playable in like any constructed format. I know some people like very hyped for it in like Pioneer Standard. And I admittedly haven't played Standard in a long time. But to me, it feels like you can't play 5 mana Planeswalkers that are just card advantage engines, or mostly just card advantage engines in Standard. Where it's like you need like your 5 drops you needed like I feel like there's at least like historically, I don't really know what Standard looks like right now too much, but like when I was playing a lot of Standard, you had cards like Cavalier of Flame and that are both card advantage spells and crazy haymakers, and so it's kind of tough to like play a card that is just a crazy haymaker and not also a card of, or just a card advantage spell and not a crazy haymaker, if that makes sense. Yeah, maybe it's better in Standard than I think, but I'm mostly just thinking about like my most recent experience is playing Standard, which was like, okay, I think if they would have cast a Discord spell if they already had it. My most recent experience in Standard is like in the middle of Fire Design, like for a couple arena PTs. Do I have plans to go to Philly for the PT? I don't currently have plans to do so, no. I don't remember. I don't know when it is exactly, but I definitely don't want to be trying to make plans right now since I'm like tired from Atlanta, and I was like out till like, you know, 2 a.m. on the streets, and the 30-degree weather really cold, and it's like really fucked up my sinuses. I just want to stay inside and curl up by the fire and pet my dogs, you know. Let's cycle the Veil of Summer. Was it a Achievement Streets? I told the story a couple times, but there is a college kid on shrooms who jumped into a stranger's car and like tried to drive off with it, and it was a whole thing. I've told the story a few times. What do you think of a mono red Prowess variant with all the new card advantage cards, Death Synthesizer? Well, it wouldn't be like a Prowess variant so much as like a artifact focused aggro deck with like Shrapnel Blast, Galvanic Blast. You probably don't play Swift Spear. Maybe you do, but probably not. We've played decks like that in the past. with Synthesizer. Research Desk is a pretty interesting card, but it would fit somewhat well into the shell, which we've played in the past. So, you know, at least a one of. Although I've been thinking about this deck more. The more I think about this deck, the more I just want to cut Urza Saga, to be honest. Just be a bit faster. I'll red sources, but I think you're kind of light on artifacts, and I don't think Research Desk really helps with that necessarily. It's kind of slow in a deck like that. Opponent, please. Opponent, please. Please. I feel like we're going to lose this game with like 30 seconds on my opponent's clock. Is Research Desk just better than Light Up Stage because it's on Earth? No. Like Light Up the Stage can be 2 for 1 mana. Research Desk is like 5 mana. But over the course of 2 turns and has artifact synergies, fetchable off Saga. Okay. They've passed. Playing for someone so losing. Yeah, I agree. I agree that like the worst feeling in Magic is playing against someone who's playing super slow. At least maybe Magic Online. Super slow and you're losing. If you're ahead, it's fine. But when you're like behind and you're just like itching. You're itching so badly just to top deck something and your opponent's just, you know, taking care of their dying grandmother. It just takes just so hard. Okay, goodbye, Jegantha. What's the rate for a 7-second video dog tech? Whatever you think is fair, Noba. Thoughts on Desk in this deck? Thoughts on Hall of Helios Generosity? Desk is great. You want to play at least one Desk in every single red deck with Urza Saga, which we've been playing a lot of lately, and it's been great. Hall sucks. That card is so dopey. It is so slow, and your plays are so telegraphed. I vote 2 because I always give quality content. Dog kiss, but he's very loud. Oh, this is you, Noba. This is the dog you showed earlier. Do I have YouTube? I can't hear anything. Very cute indeed. Okay, Dead Ragavan, Inquisition cast. 6/7 go away if no cards in opponent's hand. We draw Lightning Bolt for turn. Pretty simple because we have no other lines. Construct Equip. I am going to very likely just take the hit from Tarmogoyf if they attack. I guess we could block plus Bolt. Damn it. Resurgent Belief update. Do you have a list for you? Because if you're just asking me to update Resurgent Belief, I don't know if I... It's very difficult, you know, to just be like... Okay, cool. Yeah, I do have a list. Okay, we'll take the desk. Equip Shadowspear, try to block and bolt. Prophecy is cool. No, opponent was just ripping it off the top, huh? Okay, at least that match is over. Huh? Can keep this. I think this list looks great, honestly. I don't think there's almost anything I dislike. I might be interested in like Third Ending over First Thirst, but I'd have to do some playtesting with it. But I think I just like everything, honestly. I like 23 lands, your mana base looks good, your sideboard looks great. Everything looks really good. And we've already established too that I'm a big fan of like Prophecy Binding and these kind of like slower controlling combo decks. I think that's been a good formula for me in the past too, so I like seeing that here. I think it just looks good. With like maybe you want the Third Ending over the first Resurgent Belief, but I can see that also going. I can see that really going either way. You could play fourth to Fairy too. think you've done a good... Obviously, put a lot of thought and love into it there, you know. A lot of thought and care. Good deck tech. Good deck tech. Looks great, actually. They're definitely going to hammer. Because they've never played Gingerbread into the Wrenn otherwise. Haywire Mite, really truth, what matchups are bringing in 3 and what am I cutting? Oh, you bring them in against Hammer Time, but you also bring them in against Blue-White Control. You bring them in against, like, there's a lot of matchups where you bring them in, but it's also, like, they come in every single Urza Saga matchup, so we used to play Alpine Moon over 2 of those Mites, and now, like, Mite is, like, better at, like, answering cards like Rest in Peace and Unlicensed Hearse and stuff. While also incidentally being Urza Saga hate. So like every Urza Saga matchup, bring them against red black, blue white, Hammer Time. They come in a lot, and they're like, you know, they're pretty free too. Been loving it. Probably my like pick for the best card from the new set. Okay, I know I said I was gonna stay in the whole time. I'm gonna try to take a little small sit break. Hopefully I don't get too congested. Ooh, Boseiju, Wrenn and Six. Love that. So let's discard the Mamber so we can like Boseiju twice if possible. So yeah, Omniscience is better than N1 with the Multiverse by like a decent bit. Like you need to cast a lot of spells. I have put some thought into it. Okay, yeah, I think we just heat the token here. I put it for 3. Then let's Boseiju, their Saga. Pick up Boseiju, and probably making a token rather than Boseijuing again right now. We'll see. Yeah, DRC is so good. I think it's better than Ledger Shredder, honestly. I have to be playing with both some. But also like it does make you more weak to graveyard hate, which is certainly a thing. Still trying to figure out the sideboard plan exactly. Could probably cut a land. I'm bringing in 2 Boseijus. Yeah, Run and Six is a really dumb card. Alright, keep this. Always like having a turn 1 creature against a turn 1 Esper Sentinel 2. How about Borderless Foil, Wrenn and Six? Because if I convince you to try this version at Regional Championship. Wait, the RC was Pioneer, not Modern. Yes, they grab a Cauldron, so I need to either Needle Stoneforge Mystic or kill it here. It's actually kind of close. Needling Stoneforge Mystic does effectively just strand that Cauldron in the hand the rest of this game. But it leaves them with the 1/2. Yeah, let's kill the Stoneforge Mystic. Just get the creature off the field. Obviously regret if they have a second Stoneforge, but even then, like the Stoneforge Mystics, you know, get this in play. They have text. And then we'll cast this Mox Amber for the Surveil. And Ragavan's really interesting because putting it in the graveyard gives me Delirium, But it's actually not a bad card to draw at all here with my like 2 removal spells and the Mox Amber in play. So I think I will keep it on top despite it being like in a Delirium card. That's ridiculous, like Portable Home. That was me. Oh, I see. Yeah, I've had that same conversation several times about Oracle versus Grapeshot. I'm not saying I can't be convinced, but I am saying nobody has convinced me yet. I'm kind of scared of just dying next turn. My opponent's hand has Cauldron, 3 mystery cards. Oh, okay, not much less scared of dying now. The old Path to Exile, Esper Sentinel. Okay, I do lose my Ragavan though. That's fine. That's fine. Breach is definitely not a bad draw. I guess against Stomping Ground, seeing that they're on Path to Exile, this is maybe like a little greedy, but I want to bolt this until now too before they can like Blacksmith Skill. We may have a fair Underworld Breach coming as well. Yeah, I'm also pretty convinced that Grapeshot is better. I guess Oracle's better against the Cascade deck since they often run Leyline of Sanctity in the board. That's I think a point for sure. I've yet to. I don't think I've been Leylined, but it's also like you have a lot of incidental disenchants in the deck too, so I wouldn't even be that worried about it, to be honest. But I definitely want to hear all the arguments though. I really do want to hear all the arguments for and against Needle and Oracle. Yeah, like basically everybody that I've talked to, we talked about it at the RC, is that like people just like they don't like the math involved, which is like fine, but it's really not that bad. You just say this is my storm count, this is the amount of mana I'm floating in relation to my storm count, and you just count out loud. It's not too bad. Okay, I guess I need to save the Pyrite Spellbomb to kill that Mystic. Okay, that's a pretty good draw. Although maybe I'm going to kill the Sentinel still so that I can value Breach next turn. So doing Thoracle because there's a case against Enchantress Mill Heliod. I don't think that against Mill it really matters because if your like graveyard is just full, you don't need to like mill yourself. And like Heliod and Enchantress are pretty unpopular. Okay, my opponent did not Stoneforge Mystic. So they're holding up some sort of interaction here. That being said, I have Channeler Breach. I'm gonna try to get some card advantage. Graveyarding literally anything here. Yeah, I guess maybe they were scared of Spellbomb. That's a good point. They're drawing Blacksmith Skill too. So maybe I'm gonna Needle Stoneforge Mystic. I think that was Spell Pierce pretty easy. And I can Bauble. I think I this is like a little bit weird, but I know if I Bauble again, I'm not gonna combo at all this game. But I think this is maybe just a fun game to like say I can't combo. I only have 2 grinding stations in the deck. I just want that card advantage. Another Channeler is not too bad here, but maybe it's not as good as the average draw. Yeah, I agree. I think the best argument is Sanctifier. I agree, Spider. Sorry for Lucy barking. She's been barking at all these cats lately. So their hand is Blacksmith Skill, Stoneforge Mystic, Cauldron, Mystery card. I can beat the Fair Inkmoth Nexus plan. I don't think this plan seems to be that good. I guess they have the Blacksmith Skill to... Oh, no. Come on. Okay, this will be fine, hopefully. Hopefully. So a mostly dead grinding station. Let's go to second main phase. If I play the Fable, I'm not making a Saga token. Okay, I wanna bolt on their turn. So I don't know why she's barking so much. I'll close the door in a second. Oh, I guess I should say maybe I was supposed to play the Fable instead if I am planning on bolting, but they might be a bit scared of the Channeler because I have the grinding station in play. Station to milk buff. I think with the bolt I don't need to be that worried about it, but maybe that's not the case. Especially because they do have this blacksmith skill. So bad Lucy, huh? Yeah, so I think I'm going to do is I'm going to sack the station to itself to mill me for 3. Hope to get Delirium, which I'm pretty likely to. Yeah. Block the Inkmoth Nexus, and then they're going to Blacksmith skill, probably, and then I'll just bolt in response. It's fine. Come to 5 Infect, though. Yeah, Stoneforge Mystic Cauldron mystery card. This turn, I think we just play a little bit of setup. I think because I have the Fable for a little bit more card selection, I can afford to get Haywire Mite. Get the mountain at this point. Not that I can't deal with the Inkmoth Nexus because this is only non-creature, of course. Oh, well, they just conceded. That was a very early concession, but I'll take it. Why select the grinding station, not the Mox? Well, with the Grapeshot XL, the grinding station is like not that useful. Okay, we can keep this. Yeah, weird concession for sure. Yeah, maybe they thought the Mite could kill Nexus. That's actually a really good point. Yeah, so we're going to get a 4-1 prediction going. Alright, dead Channeler. What if it was better to play the Bauble on the Springleaf Drum on turn 1? It's kind of close. This is higher upside, you get 2 Surveils next turn. So just 1. Hand is currently kind of dopey, though. Okay, crack the Bauble, pass. Love drawing a research desk here. Okay, if they counter this, obviously with the Unearth. Maybe I could have played it on Spell Pierce. But I can't find a Saga off this. Okay, take the Ragavan. Good clean 2 for 1. Card on top with Consider. Dead Ragavan. Happy to see Iteration and not Murktide this turn, I think. Canal. If they have Heat, they can kill my Wrenn and Six. They maybe just will wait even if they do have it though. Okay, let's research desk, sacrifice. Want to do this now because of Saga, obviously. There's a Channeler. My opponent's already used. They've already used a couple removal spells. So I think I'm supposed to just cast it now instead of waiting for Surveil triggers next turn. This could be wrong. Wren's got 6 loyalty. How do you feel with this matchup? It's usually rough for the Jeskai version. I think it's okay. I mean, it's hard to feel like any deck is just like always gonna like trounce Murktide because it's such a fair deck with such like cheap curve, good interaction. But I don't usually feel too bad about it. Don't necessarily feel amazing, but it's fine. Not much of an answer, I guess, but I think people sometimes will worry too much about the Murktide matchup. You know what I mean? Where obviously, like it's a matchup you need to prepare for. It's a matchup that you need to think about, but there's just really not that many decks that just like absolutely crush it. There's a few, but for the most part, it also always feels like a pretty skill intensive matchup to me at least. Like if you just know the ins and outs of it, you'll be fine. I mean, I would obviously not mind drawing the Breach, but I do really feel like I need to find Delirium. Okay, so with the fetch line, that's going to be Delirium. Maybe I was supposed to Heat first. I was kind of thinking I might have been able to bait a Bolt, but now I'm kind of playing into Spell Pierce, huh? Definitely keeping that on top. Yeah, I guess I was supposed to Heat first. They would have already bolted if they had it. Yeah, I'm just playing the Pierce for no reason. Yeah, pretty bad mistake. Is Bauble still viable? I don't think so. People keep tricking themselves. I've seen it very often lately that people will trick themselves into registering Boggles, but it has not seemed good to me in a long time. Alright, we'll just not pick up the lands. Oh, sorry, that's another mistake. We had 5 types after the Heat. What was your Thresher deck? Anyway, it was like okay. There's like a lot of ways to build the archetype. Thresher me is maybe not the best strat. What do you think of the blue-white splash Wrenn and Six? Is it too susceptible to Blood Moon? I was of the opinion that you didn't want to play that version because of Blood Moon, yeah, but I don't know. Blood Moon does feel like it's on the decline at the moment. I don't know that it is as much of a liability as it was a couple weeks ago. I am out of fetch targets, but having the land in the hand is still fine. Main deck Abrade, wow. Super deep. Like to see your take on forging the Acre in Mono Blue Affinity. I mean, we already kind of like walked down that road with Reality Heist, you know what I mean? It feels to me to be like very similar to Reality Heist, where you need all of your payoffs to be artifacts. Like you don't want to forge the Anchor into like Min-Mites and Ornithopters. I mean, obviously like instantly you will, but you need to like forge the Anchor into payoffs. And when we were looking at Reality Heist as a payoff, we oh, this is a terrible block by them. When we were looking at Reality Heist as a very similar card, it's like Dig Through Time versus Cruise in some regards. We felt like we were missing like one good artifact payoff. So you have Cranial Plating, you have Thought Monitor, Cranial Plating, and Nettle Cyst as like pretty good hits. And then like I really think you want 16, and like the next best ones are like Arcbound Ravager, Etz Champion, Master of Ethereum, which are all kind of dopey. So like I feel like what the deck needs is a good artifact payoff that is an artifact, if that makes sense. Missing the land pickup last turn, -1 card, yeah. What's my definition of viable will determine, yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, it all depends on how you define viable, if Boggles is playable. Here comes a Murktide, and with my Shadowspear being gone, we're pretty forced to combo or die. I'm gonna choose combo. Well, maybe I'll choose die. Alright. I need my top card to be Underworld Breach, and I need it to resolve, I guess. Well, maybe we have lethal on the crack back. So Sorry, I need to not be auto-yielded here. I'm gonna activate Wrenn. I'm just gonna ping them. Do you think Phyrexian Flesh Gorge just plays your animator? No, that card's like really, really bad in Modern. Wow, they're shocking. Alright, I want to see them surveil something into the graveyard here really badly. No, they kept the card on top. They kept it on top really fast. So, like, best case scenario, it's iteration probably. We're dead to Bolt or Murktide. They're attacking so fast. But, like, just cast the Bolt first because I'm tapped out, you know what I mean? Not that big a deal. Bummer, bummer. Okay. But we still have a couple of Run Afouls on the board for this matchup. We'll bring those in, and the Veils. I usually bring in the second Boseiju in this matchup, but that was before these Mites got printed. I guess it's true, like, Mite is, like, not as good of an answer to Blood Moon, but I think it coming in against, like, Hearse is nice and Blood Moon. I think I want, like, two copies. I do think I'm going to go down on each of the combo pieces. I think that I am potentially down to go down to just one Member as well. What was nice about bringing Boseiju over Haywire Mite, I guess, is you can cut a land. This is feeling kind of tight at the moment. No, Lantern's just not that good against Murktide. It's usually just like card disadvantage, I find. I've done this a couple times. I've just like completely boarded out the combo. And just try to grind them out. And like this is nice against their sideboard cards, but it makes Haywire Mite like not that good to have, I guess. So I don't think I want to do that here. Yeah, but maybe I am just supposed to be back in on the Boseijus instead of the Mites. It's just like a bit easier to get them in. I can cut like Springleaf Drum, Ragavan 4. Right, keep this. Good ham. Like Needle for Hearse. Yeah, Needle is something I brought in sometimes in the past. It's fine. It's definitely fine. I feel like it can be easy to over sideboard against their Graveyard Hate, though, and just like lose to their more fair draws. Okay. You will live. Ragavan the Nimble Pilferer, you're going to live. Too soon to say goodbye. Okay. Ragavan has abandoned us. What was the loss to? John. Which I don't think is a very good matchup, honestly. Get an upkeep stop so I can like bolt a Ledger Shredder and connive on my upkeep or something. Okay, no Ledger Shredder, no upkeep bolts. Let's go ahead and sack this research desk now. I guess I take the Wooded Foothills for cards in the yard. That's got to be more important. Not a very exciting turn, but new Remy out about Ragavan. If someone wants to link it, we can take a look at some point today. Dance Monkey. That's a pretty good thumbnail. Okay. Guess I just get a Mountain and Bolt. There's a chance that I can Unholy Heat and Murktide this game. I'd be pretty interested in them like spell piercing this if they have spell pierce and not my Fable right now. I wouldn't hate that card, but I think that maybe it's fine to keep there because they don't have removal likely. The Iconoclast and Pioneer and Soul makes a lot of sense to me. Artifact decks and Pioneer largely suck, where there's no good enablers, there's no good payoffs. The best in payoff is in Soul, and in Soul's not that good of a payoff. Is my general opinion on that, I guess. Yeah, again, no good enablers, no good payoffs is a pretty dopey place to be. I think I'm not supposed to play my land. I'm supposed to hold it for the Fable. Ban cards to play artifacts. Yeah, I mean it's also Karn being legal is a problem, but I mean again, there's not very many good enablers, if any. There's like Springleaf Drum, Ornithopter, I guess, and the payoffs are really dopey too. Mikiko is an okay payoff. I don't even like that card very much, but like yeah, it's like your Mikiko's Reign of Truth, your and Soul Artifact. It's just like doesn't really feel Pioneer power level. Has always really kind of felt underwhelming to me. I could be wrong though, you know. Just my opinion. Yeah, so they heat the token, not the channeler. Loot away this land. Don't hate seeing an Underworld Breach here. I'm probably just supposed to play another Fable. You get Shrapnel Blast and Cur. Yeah. Again, it just all feels so dopey, you know what I mean? It just all feels so dopey compared to other things that are going on in Pioneer. There are cards, and it's also like I think artifacts, like artifact aggro is like pretty close to being a deck that I'd be interested in. Just not quite there. Okay, let's keep this Veil of Summer on top, and then if my opponent passes with mana up, we can keep it and like Underworld Breach, Veil of Summer, and like draw a lot of cards. And if they don't pass with Counterspell mana up, we can just discard it to Fable. What card would I like to see added to Pioneer? I've tweeted a few times about cards I'd like added. But honestly, like cards I would still really like would be like Burst Lightning, and then the Lose Focus, the Replicate counterspell. So it's 2 mana count unless you pay 2, and then Replicate for blue. I think that card would be really nice. But I'm also like kind of, again, I've said this a few times. I'm just kind of done forming opinions on Pioneer. I feel like at one point maybe I would have or a few points I have had opinions on cards I would or would not like to see in the format, but as time has gone on, I've stopped trying to make the format be or not be something. Okay, Run Afoul is a really interesting card to see on top here. Let's keep it. Okay. Oh no, I guess I should. I guess I wanted to graveyard it, but maybe I only graveyard it if the breach resolves. So here we graveyard it. Look at their top card. And then I'm going to... Ooh, interesting. I'm going to attack so that I can Run Afoul plus Veil of Summer in combat. One, two, three. Just graveyarding everything, really. I guess I could just also Run Afoul twice, but just Veil of Summer. Dress down. Okay, weird. So they draw Blood Moon. No, it loses flying! Oh, what a play! Literally, what a play. That's awesome. I totally missed it. I was like, what is happening right now? That was like the best play I've seen all week. Okay, I can't even Unholy Heat. I'm missing a card. I guess I can let the Dress Down get sacked. Okay, this gets sacked on my instant. So active player, non-active player. Theirs gets sacked before mine does. Oh, then I just Run Afoul. Okay, so we use the heat in my hand. I guess that works too. I think it's better to just Run Afoul though, right? But I could have just used the heat in the hand. You're right. But I want to get more breach value. That was the best play I've seen all week. That was awesome. Not worth bobbling again. I think this is fine. I think you could probably make an argument for bobbling again, though. Alright, I know they're going to Blood Moon me, so I don't want to keep a green card, I guess. That was so sick. I mean, maybe they don't Blood Moon this turn. We'll see. We'll see. Their hand is Blood Moon, 2 mystery cards. Yeah, I've never seen that either. That was such a sweet play. That's what Magic's all about, baby. Just sweet plays. Sweet plays. It's just, I just love that so much. All about it. I'm not about this second freaking Murktide Regent, though. This is not what Magic is about.
I just paid $160 for this plumber to just crank the garbage disposal at the bottom manually and pour ice down it. Love that.
Did you complain, or
I mean,
are you complaining to me right now?
Complaining to you. Because that's what I saw a YouTube video. That's what I saw. So
I tried to mess with it. I poured ice down it too, actually. I literally did pour down ice to it.
You have to like crank it so that way it can get dislodged. So that way you can actually run.
Why didn't you do it? If you like I saw this YouTube video, you just have to crank it, pour ice down, huh?
Because I don't know if we have an Allen wrench.
Okay. Well, $160 for the Allen wrench, huh? That's fine. It's a lesson learned, right?
Yeah, next time. Esther or Everett the Builder.
Yeah, I thought you were Esther the Builder, huh?
I was the builder, not the fixer.
Okay, the game three.
How you feeling though?
Bad.
Yeah, I know.
Bad.
Do you need anything?
Some tea would be awesome.
Okay.
My mouth is citrusy, you know. From I just drinking so much juice and tea all day, you know.
Did you take any Dayquil?
Yeah, dude, I've been taking the Dayquil.
Dayquil. Yeah,
I've been taking the Dayquil.
Not NyQuil.
Okay, let's keep this. I'm probably gonna put back the research desk. We're both on a mull to 6 right now. My opponent's considering mulling to 5. Put back the desk. Maybe I don't put back desk. Desk is a nice 2-for-1. I'll put back the desk. We'll Saga for it later.
You have something to drink, but you can take these.
What is this?
Sudafed.
Suda.
It's not in Dayquil. So
I'm using heat over bolt here so I can bolt a shredder next turn. Yeah, I don't have anything to drink. I'll wait for the team. Try maybe Fable plus Veil in a couple turns. Yeah, I think that I'm not gonna play the Saga this turn. I know my opponent boarded in Blood Moon, so if my opponent just slams Blood Moon, it's so bad for me. And then what I can do is like I can Boseiju Blood Moon if they slam at turn 3, and get 2-for-1 or whatever. But then we still have the Saga, and I can also just wait until turn 4 to go Saga Fable with Veil up, and then even if they like reactively Blood Moon, then I have the Fable for the next turn. Hearst is interesting. Like I feel like I don't think I'm supposed to Boseiju here. Like, just nothing in my hand uses the graveyard right now. Like, it would be nice to draw land. But I just kind of don't want to give them the mana. I kind of just want to be able to slam Saga Fable here while my opponent's tapped out. And they're on a mulligan, you know. Can't you just Needle the Hearse Saga? I didn't bring in the Needle. Maybe I was supposed to. I felt like I had too many cards I wanted to bring in this matchup, which is maybe going to make me cut the Veil of Summers going forward. I do think Run Afoul is the most important card, although much worse against freaking Dress Down. So there's an island. I'm obviously a bit worried about Blood Moon here. They missed their land drop last turn, so there's like a decent chance they just like couldn't Blood Moon last turn too. So they also drew a Spire Bluff Canal. Okay, let's discard Grapeshot, and then I kind of want to keep the Mire, but it's also okay to loot it away, I think. Yeah, just a high chance I just find like redundancy for that effect. A land is I guess what you call that. They didn't miss a land drop? Yeah, they missed their third land drop, I thought. They were on the play this game, right? We're going to their turn 5. Yeah, they won game 1, I thought. Yeah, they missed a land drop. Yeah, they drew their land off Bauble, the canal. So I'm playing a 5/5 Murktide. I have the wrong removal spell. I guess I probably could heat this anyways. How do we feel about cycling Veil of Summer? I think I feel okay about it. I need to get some stuff going here. It's actually a pretty good draw. Wait, does that let me just win? My opponent's tapped out. Oh no, my Grapeshot is exiled, right? No, wait, what happened to my Grapeshot? I definitely saw it. Sorry, I'm on too much Dayquil. Yeah, research desk is great. What happened? I know I saw. Was that last game I saw it? Oh, it's under the hearse. It's under the hearse. Okay, there it is. I didn't see it under the hearse. Okay. So we're gonna be value bolting or not bolting at all. I really feel like I'm getting dressed down, but there's not a ton I can do. Oh no, I wanted to draw this too. Or I wanted to get this. I guess I can get something else now. So Shadowspear seems really nice, I think, to try to play around. I think it's too hard.
This is airborne, but it's berry flavored.
To play around Dress Down, where this is just gonna let the construct survive through a Dress Down. John Titania. I haven't seen this Tireless Tracker art. So I've been a little stuck on Titania. I've been a little stuck on Titania decks too. Like, so for the most part, this plan like that revolves around untapping with this 3-mana creature is so much worse if you're not playing Collected Company or Unearth, and you're not playing any of those here. Grizzly Salvage, I think, is maybe a good enough enabler for this archetype. But I do feel like this plan of like just untap with Titania is not that good without Coco or Unearth, and it's also like Elvish Reclaimer is not that good without Fable or not Fable. The white land that gets sacrificed. I think I'm just gonna go Research Desk, Ragavan, hold up the Reflection, copy. Well, I guess I could copy now. Copy now and attack with just the copy. Because I'm worried they have Dress Down. If they block with the hearse, activate. This is going to be 8, and then I can bolt the hearse, which would be nice too. Copy now does hurt to Dress Down. Well, not if I only attack with just the copy. Yeah, so I think you're similarly stuck to like where I've been stuck is my kind of assessment of this, I guess. Like another thing too is you have like no Thoughtseizes in this deck either. You don't have like this version is very slow with no company, no unearth, and doesn't have any of the interaction for combo decks either, which is a huge problem. I mean, I'm supposed to bolt this now, actually. Sorry, I should bolt it with the dress down still in play. Yeah. I got to mill this in for free, unfortunately. So yeah, I don't know. I think you're stuck in a way that I'm similarly stuck, and I don't know if I could just have like a breakthrough at the moment. But I don't think that this is fine. This version is way too slow. It has like no busted cards, no good interaction. It's very slow, very dirty. It looks like a Pioneer deck. It's honestly like super close to being a Pioneer deck. It's like literally just a Titania, Wrenn and Six, and like these Sagas, and the Sagas like really aren't even like that good here either. Okay, so let's see if this is gonna copy successfully. Thought system I've been trying to work, but the deck is pretty clogged with Titanium plane. Yeah, I agree. I'm similarly stuck where if I'm wanting to play Titania or not wanting to play Titania, like it just feels so easy to get stuck, and I don't know what the answer is. You know, it's very tough when we get deck techs like this, which are 4 decks I've been working on, and I'm stuck on them, and I'm like, I can't just have an epiphany, something, you know what I mean? Yeah, I tried Aether Vial versions too. I think my first draft is fine, but it's like it's not as good as you need it to be. Yeah, I was hoping that they wouldn't do this. But I obviously can't lose my original construct either. Alright, so let's crack the desk, I suppose. That's a pretty good one. Although, I guess it only makes them sacrifice the Channeler. Dang, they had 2 counter spells. So I don't know. I think as far as this deck goes, like these are the problems. I think like outlining the problems is like it's some insight for you, but it's not. This is also like I'm very stuck, and so like I've been trying to find a version with the white land too, but it's not also not working. Okay, we are dead to them hearsing themselves again, or well, 8. Yeah, just exile one of their 2 sorceries. That's 11. Yeah, it looks like we're dead. Okay, I'm going to concede. I think, well, they haven't killed me yet, I guess. I'm not even sure like what we're really top decking here. I guess if they crew Hearse for some reason, we can like breach Run Afoul. That'd be pretty good. I would think that my opponent just Hearse themselves, they would be able to see this like pretty obvious lethal line, but they haven't killed me yet. Lose Delirium. Not if they only exile one of their 2 instants, but maybe they're getting tripped up. Yeah, I don't think they see it. I don't know how they don't see it, but I don't think they do. Yeah, they don't see it. Well, I guess they could still see it. Okay, we're alive. So I bolt the Shredder, they connive over a land. Obviously that's the only way that we do anything here. They can't crew the Hearse. Then 4, 5, 9, 11. I don't think we can win. I think we're dead. Step 1 is they have a land on top of their library. I don't know what the rest of the steps are. Okay, that failed step 1. Okay, 3-2, 3-2. Still a deck I'm liking a lot. It's a deck, I'm pretty likely to select for a tournament at the moment. I don't know if there's like really too much else to say. Ash, not the uncaring. Okay, let's play some mono black. I'm very excited for mono black. This is not a super duper different list from the last time we played it, but I am of the opinion